Okay, cool. So this starts the Ignite developer call for October 14th. It's Monday, something like 9 a.m. Mountain Time, 8 a.m. Pacific. Chamlet is here as well, joining us from the Thailand time zone. Don't exactly know why we're talking about time zones, but this is when it happens. So if you'd like to join the call, it's always open for anybody to join. Go ahead and just join the mailing list if you're watching this recording and want to become more involved. Our meeting notes are also publicly accessible after joining the group. You can even modify them, and I will show those now. So we had a handful of things that were already placed on our agenda. We'll just make sure to hit those items. We don't have any third-party contributors or other new people on the call today. So this will just be a discussion between Chandler and I, who are the current maintainers of the Ignite project. And so, Chandler, I think you probably put this bullet point down just about talking with regard to the health of the project for Ignite and Firecube. If you're talking, you might be muted, but I can't. Yeah.
Yeah. Yes. With that. So today, I think you're going to give a talk somewhere in this about Ignite or Lee.
I can't really hear you. Are you talking into your mic, or are we having a connection problem?
Can you hear? Can you hear me?
Yeah, that's much better.
Okay. Okay. I think to this week you're gonna give a talk about Ignite in SF.
We will mention Ignite. Yeah, so on October 17th, which is this Thursday, I will be in San Francisco doing an event with AWS on their Twitch channel. And then at night, I will be at a meetup talking about GitOps. So for the AWS event, given that Firecracker is an AWS technology and that Ignite wraps that in a nice UX, it is one of the three things we would like to mention over the hour. And I will be sitting down with Arun Gupta, who has previously done Docker Captain work and stuff like that.
Yeah. I know he's
so
community as well.
It's possible that we could do a Firecube demo on there. I mean, it's a pretty short demo. It runs in like a few minutes on my laptop.
Great. Well, great. Okay. Then I move next to the pre-flight box that Sebastian, if I remember correctly, he reported to you a couple of days ago that he installed.
Do you mean 476?
Containerd. Yeah, this one.
476.
Yeah, and the fix is going to be in 479.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
No problem.
So nice. Thanks for putting that on the calendar. So you probably won't want to try and mention put an issue reference in here. Did you make a pull request for this? You must have, right?
Yes, I did it. Yeah, that one. And I think I put a reference on the description over there, but it seems it doesn't
I'm
show as
surprised.
the link.
I'm really surprised that we could have missed this because I kind of remember there being um and are you removing any code here?
I remove one line.
Oh,
I remove Docker from
I see.
what is called from the
Binary.
binary dependency. Then I change I change the I use the name of runtime, which is similar to the binary,
I
and
see.
add add this specifically to each.
And this was a pre-flight check issue because
Right.
that seems odd to me that it could happen this late in execution, right? Like you would think that if this is a pre-flight check, that none of this would be printed, right? That like you wouldn't even initialize these things yet.
Mm-hmm.
And then this is just saying error bin docker is not in your path, but it doesn't say that it's from the pre-flight.
Yeah. So it's a bit better to add some
Uh,
marking there. Okay, I add it.
okay.
Yeah. If I
Oh, that's weird. It says fixes 476 in here. Did I just not refresh? Okay. Yeah, I didn't see that.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, I guess it just didn't update. Cool. That's good. Thank you so much for fixing that. Um, might as well just put it in the meeting notes. Nice. Wait, we need the okay
Okay, thank you.
emoji.
then,
Yeah, this one.
then
There we
okay,
go.
this one.
Yeah, and then I saw you ping me on this patch right here for 478.
Right. This
So
is not directly to the code, but for the image preparation. Yeah, I like you to review it a bit because there's a lot of tricky things to make. I mean, during the optimization process, especially in the Docker file, because it's say, okay. Yeah.
I'm unfamiliar with this flag. Is this just getting the RPM?
Yeah. Download that to the cache and done with the YAM plugin download only. The
So this is like a way of storing in the cache to pin the version.
kind of, I guess. Let me. Okay. Then the most tricky part is around line 40. We dump all images from Docker, put it into the temp images directory, then transiently load, transiently start containerd and use a hack version of CTR to load the image into containerd snapshot directory without unpacking it. So you can jump to my hack. The containerd hack in the on
This right
the
here. Preload images. No unpack.
yeah, that one. This is the flag provided to Containerd 1.3, but we need it for 1.2.9. So I built the binary myself, which is available there. Yep. You can jump there to see there's more hack to make it work.
And you want this for the tarballs?
Yes. It's actually not a tarball, but it's kind of this no unpack hack is allow the Containerd image to be like a store into the Containerd directly without unpacking with the snapshot tag.
So it's ready to be unpacked later.
Right. It's imported.
It's imported into Containerd, but
yeah, but
it hasn't been unpacked to the file system yet. So when a container wants to start it, it still needs to go through the pull unpack portion.
Yes, because we can't start the snapshot driver during the process of Docker build. That's
but this is a little bit different than having a tar and then putting it into Docker load because it's already inside of Containerd. That is really interesting. Is there a reason why we can't use the 1.3 official binary with 129? Does it not like that?
Because I'm not sure that it's going to be compatible with the version of Docker we just in FireCube. Because Docker here installed by
this right here.
Yes, yeah, this is a version defined by currently using by WKS Kado. Where's that? The live 33.
Yeah, 1809.7.
This is and it's just 1 point. It's just Containerd 1.2.9 or 0.10 around that.
Yeah.
This is the hack to Containerd client only. So it's basically just
you need a way to tell the Go program on the client side to do less, right? Because the client for 129 doesn't have the no unpack option, which means it's always going to do more than what you want, but you want it to not do as much, so you've modified it. And so you kind of cherry picked it.
Yeah, it's actually this feature, this change. I mean the no pack fresh the no pack patch has been introduced like many months ago, but it just
wasn't released.
Merged into the very recently. So just
interesting.
So that's the reason.
Yeah.
Okay, but you might have some comments for this to be like easier to maintain, or
I mean, I think the answer is at some point we should use container D13 inside of WKS
Definitely,
Cuddle.
definitely yes. And then we can remove this hack of the image.
I think if I don't, I mean, I guess we could link the patch here for discovery, and then also document that that patch is being used, right? Because right here, this add line, I didn't even see that it was Chanwit Containerd the first time I looked at it. So having a comment here that explains what that is and why it's happening is good for
Okay.
people coming along in the future. And then also for any future maintainer to identify that we can fix it, right, at some point. Because this is definitely maintenance burden and technical debt, like you mentioned, but I think that you did the right. That's really cool. So, yeah, that's probably like the beginning of my feedback on that. That's really a cool feature there. I hadn't considered that you could do that. You could prime a container runtime in that way. Because it definitely gets rid of an operation.
Okay. But and in general it's not directly impacting the result binary because this file is multi-stage. You can see in the end of this file.
These ones right here.
We just copy those two lines. We just copy the catch, and we just copy the valid container D, which is already contains the already contains the unpacked images.
Yeah.
And this is the main point that we can speed up the file group.
So this to me, like copying a yum cache, that seems really weird to me. Right? Like, why wouldn't we just install the things already?
The very strange behavior is that the system using systemd, and when I install Docker normally is block the systemd process and the VM won't boot. This is a very strange behavior.
I think I can understand why some of those things might happen. That's getting into some weird packaging hooks. But yeah, okay. Well, I mean, if this works, then sure, that sounds good. Here's the repo.
But you might you might
images.
And I'm not sure they have you seen that kind of bug that systemd won't boot if you install Docker before. Is what is called?
I think the best reference would be to look at the Footloose kind and kinder images to see if they're doing the same thing.
No, it's not happening with Footloose or and kind. I'm very wondering why.
They don't have anything
happening only. I can just optimize the footload images directly, very easy, but and it just work because it's because the SE Linux feature kick off at the kernel boot at the kernel boot time. I'm not sure that I understand this correctly, but it's something related to SE Linux feature which
Maybe
blocks
we
something.
would disable SE Linux when building the container image, and then we could enable it.
No. It seems we have to disable it at the kernel parameter, but footloads doesn't allow me to pass kernel parameter through it. We can do it at the ignite command line level, but not footload, but not with footload.
Yes.
Therefore, we can do it with the file group.
But obviously, with SE Linux enabled, you're able to install the Docker daemon from the Yum cache and have it run properly. Right. So there's something that's happening on container build to the root file system that is not not good. Right. That
Probably yes.
Like, if anything, there may be something SE Linux related under the hood. Like, it might store like a SE Linux like ID or something when Docker D is installed, and like configure systemd with that or something. But that's the only thing I can kind of think of that would be related to that. And that's a really interesting problem. I'm glad that using the Yum cache just delays it so that it doesn't happen, because that's pretty weird. And then ultimately the WKS Cuddle controller is going to come in here and then install all the dependencies for you, right? It'll SSH into the VMs once systemd is running, and then run yum install for things like Docker. Or
yeah.
How do these things
and
eventually get installed? Yeah, I would assume that these are Firekube dependencies, right? Like or
which one?
These dependencies on line 31 through 33 are WKS Cuddle controller dependencies, right?
Yes, it's from what I saw during the installation.
Interesting.
Yeah, but we can slightly improve it. I mean, I like to show you the SE Linux back to you as well, because you might have some idea how could we do it properly. And recently, I think we're gonna upgrade Kube from 1.14.1 to 1.14.7. Also, WKS Cuddle controller from 0.8.1 to 0.8.2. So there's gonna be some chance to look at this Docker file again.
How is this Docker pull going to be accomplished? Do we start Docker D inside the...
No, this is this called outside. That script called outside.
Oh, I
outside
see.
Docker, outside the build process.
That's called in
You
the
see at
entry point?
line 27 in the Mac file. Just patch it.
Oh, build for Firekube.
27. Yeah, the one. So we pull the image, we save the images into the temporarily into the temp folder.
Mm-hmm.
We copy them during the Docker build process.
Uh-huh.
Runs by line 28.
Temp star.tar into temp images. Okay.
That one.
Yeah. And then this version
So
of
it's a lot
CTR
of
binary
tricky
is
stuff.
going to be in the image. Okay.
Just in the builder image, not in the final product.
Not in the final image. Yeah. That is really interesting. Okay. Yeah. Works for me. My only other question is, it makes sense to maintain this in the Ignite project? Like, in this build, are there any dependencies that would imply that it should be governed by Ignite? Or should this just live in the Firekube repo?
This is the image. This is the image managed by Ignite, and for Footloop, we're gonna have another image managed by the Footloop team. So basically, I think this deal should be, in the Ignite report, but
this does not work for Footloose?
The same tricks is going to be working for Footloop, but with slightly different way of, I'm not sure. In general, it's going to be
having two different images
let me think.
for booting the providers sounds like it'll complicate Firekube.
Yeah,
it doesn't sound necessary.
I was thinking that I was thinking that I like to unify them for both Ignite and Footloop project, but I haven't get a chance to talk to the Footloop maintainer.
Okay, I would
So
say
I started with.
That's a conversation worth having before anything is merged in Footloose or Ignite. From a technical standpoint, this looks fine, but we should decide where the image should live and how it should be published. Because I don't see, like, if Ignite's internal details are changing, right? Like this image probably doesn't need to be built again. Right, like this image will probably change when Firekube stuff changes, not when Ignite changes and has to release.
Yeah, you're right. Because we need to keep up with. We need to keep up with the old Firekube dependency. I mean, what I put in the preload images. file. That's the list of images found in Firecube. So yes.
Yeah, from a technical standpoint, like
And
this seems good. It just seems like it should be released and governed by something more tightly coupled with Firecube. But it doesn't need to be in the core Ignite set of images.
right.
And then we can link to
Let's cast with. Yeah.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
then my other comment would be that there probably shouldn't be a separate image for Footloose and for Ignite. We should do whatever's possible to make sure that the same image can boot as a container or a VM and run systemd with the proper daemons. So.
It's going to be slightly different, but we can we can unify most part of them.
Yeah, I would be very doubtful.
I guess.
And
Just guess.
personally would need to be convinced of why things would need to be different between the two. Just
okay, let's check.
Having built things that boot as containers and VMs at the same time, there's almost always an answer for how to structure the image. Cool. I will leave comments on that patch with those things.
Okay.
Now, next thing. So we talked about this image. We talked about this bug fix, which we should definitely get in at some point. At some point, we're going to be bumping Kubernetes to the proper patch release and the proper Docker version. We should determine if Docker 1903 is, it's going to be 1909 that uses containerd 1.3, I think, right?
This is what Maggie said, and there's an issue already on WKS Kado repository saying that they're going to use these versions, but we wait and see. Yep.
Okay. Yeah, I was just commenting that this Docker version isn't new enough to use containerd 1.3 yet. Is going to be my guess. But this Docker version is listed because it's going to be for Kubernetes.
What I have tested is 1.2.10. This Docker version.
Okay.
But doesn't matter. Yeah, I mean, at the moment.
Yeah, it's still too old for 1.3. Would be my guess. So that won't get bumped until Kubernetes supports the Docker version that uses the newer containerd. So you began testing 0.6.2 with Firecube.
Yeah, so far so good.
That is interesting.
And on the nested VM on Google Cloud with Ubuntu 18.04, and I installed the CNI plugin with the project Atomic PPA, and it's a bit easier for me to install it. I mean, with the PPA package.
So Brian mentioned, I think, in the Kubernetes internal Weaveworks Slack channel that there's this public conversation happening in SIG Network inside of Kubernetes. Currently, in order to support the packaging and installation of KubeADM on systems like Debian and CentOS, we have Kubernetes-CNI package that you reference. And I believe that SIG Network and SIG Release would like to not be in the business of building and distributing and signing these binaries. But the upstream CNI project does not package CNI. And there has been some personal vocalization from different people about how if we try to get CNI packages into something like upstream Ubuntu or into upstream CentOS, that these packages may become stale. And so what is the best solution for allowing users to install CNI? And this is certainly, in general, a concern for the Ignite project. Currently, we don't verify the binaries that are resulted as from our installation script. That's just a for loop on the CNI binaries. And then using, I think, like curl. It's not going to work on all systems, but it's pretty okay. But yeah, I mean, I don't know really like what the best thing we can
Yeah,
do.
yeah. I feel the same. I feel this is we have a lot of options to depend good and bad way of ship these binaries. So
I mean, our installation script like teaches people how to install this stuff.
okay.
Are you looking for something better to do for Firekube that's like not just installing binaries?
I just want to make sure that when people using Ignite, it should be like everything should working out of the box, just like what they experiencing with Docker. So that's a way.
I would
trying
certainly
to do. So yeah, we need some kind of. It's a bit hard, really.
Yeah, some of the cost that we're taking on in allowing CNI to manage networks is right. Like we moved to CNI as an interface for configuration. And then we're now dependent on the CNI project to package and distribute and provide installation path for users, since it's a binary execution interface.
But yeah, I understand your point, but
and comparing that to like what we get with Docker, like everything that we've done with Containerd and Docker and CNI, like versus the Docker implementation inside of Ignite. And I think one of the big reasons we haven't removed the Docker implementation is,
right.
One, Docker is fast, and it's installed everywhere on like most users' computers.
Right.
And the operator installation experience and the user experience and the functionality of Docker, it's like really hard to beat. It just works, and it works really well, right? So
That's why yeah, that's why I want a the new release of Ignite to be like working out of the box, just like that, just like what um, they got from Docker. So
I would be fine
have you?
adding a CNI command or like a setup command to Ignite that does things like install the CNI network and like print the default CNI network and like has like documentation in the help with like helpful log messages for users. And I think you could even go so far as to like provide a command that installs CNI. Like you
Have you tried?
have I tried what?
Let's go. A app image, the app image launcher.
Um, app image?
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know how it's work. Is this just a chain root thing?
Oh, I see. So this is like related to Snap and Flatpak, right? Yeah.
Some kind of. I mean, I was trying to put Ignite into. This is the next item. I was trying to put Ignite into a container image and trying to run it with containerd, but I got the permission denied.
Yeah, I
Um,
remember trying to do this
and
and having problems as well. This has been a problem since I've
yeah,
been
yeah, you
so.
told you you told me around Ignite 05. I guess.
Yeah, I was struggling to use I was running into device mapper issues and I opened up an
Yeah,
issue
yeah,
for the,
that one.
if I'm not mistaken. If we just look for a container, I believe. Um, then, oh, okay, we use this word a lot. Must be inside container, maybe. I'm pretty sure I opened an issue for this, but if not, it's in a comment somewhere. Expose and yes, missing resolve conf, network setup failed. Jailer configuration. It was something device mapper related. This is kind of scaring me that we have so many issues that I cannot find where this is. Container dab mapper. Device mapper.
Yes. I was wondering why it's not happening in 054.
But it's happening in 6. You're able to run Ignite with Docker inside of 050.
That's interesting. Haven't tried it. So my point is that let me back to the app image launcher. My point is that if the app image launcher is just using chain root and no restriction on any namespace, we can just use it to we can just pack a Ignite and
Yeah.
CNI plugins together.
Yeah, I think that's a good
one. Nice.
There's things like using Docker to either use the host container runtime or the nested one. And then there's Snap. So you mentioned app image and Flatpak as well, right?
Yeah, right.
Okay, I can edit this issue.
Yep, great.
And add app image as well as Flatpak. And then I'm actually going to just move these to a separate section since they're kind of more, they're a little different. What is happening? Did it used to look like that? That looks wrong. But sometimes Markdown makes me like scratch my head. Like oh, I've broken it. Yes. Okay. Well, hopefully you can still hear me, I guess. I'm kind of hoping that's not an internet issue.
Yes, I can still hear you.
I don't know why it's getting formatted that way. Do you see what I'm like being frustrated with? It's like all spaced out all of a sudden when I add a carriage return.
I don't know why it's
like that. It doesn't realize that those lists are related. I don't know. I guess we can just indent them. Nope, that causes the same rendering issue. Okay, I think I know what I can do. Self-contained CNI and or runtime.
okay, it's fine.
Yeah, I guess that works.
Okay.
Yeah, well, this is, I guess, running pretty long. I'll try to find the bug report that I had of it not running inside of a container, and then link it to you, and maybe we can
that's going to be
a formal issue. And there are things that I would like to be able to get to pretty soon. I think we should get these PRs that Nathan opened in at some point.
Yeah, it was been busy, so I mean during the the launch of Fire Curve, I
Yeah.
forgot to help you review this.
Yeah, that was very kind of him to say no need to review this immediately. But this one I did a review and it's now ready for another review. And then I haven't looked at this one much. I'm not sure about some of the UX here, but yeah. Hopefully we
Yeah.
can
Yep.
get connected up with Nathan and say thank you when those get in. And
Okay.
yeah. Okay. Well, I will suppose I'll see you later. Unless we have anything else to go over. Nope. Yeah, that's the last thing we wanted to talk about. This is the packaging thing. I don't know if we have anything else that we want to do there. But I suppose we could comment on that thread and see what's going to happen. I'm actually not up to date with what the most recent thing here is. My internet is quite slow here. That's kind of ridiculous. Okay. Yeah. Well, I guess we can conclude this recording and look into these issues and make sure I'll loop back on the stuff that we talked about and make sure that it's documented everywhere. So.
Yep. Okay.
Okay. See you, Chandler. I will stop recording now.